Hi, I Will Be Live. I'm a massive noob with over 100 scurrius kills, and you're here to learn how to do some semi-efficient rat spanking. So settle in. Something video introduction. That'll do. Scurrius the Rat King is some freakazoid lab experiment who's been flushed down into the sewers. He looks like if Remy from Ratatouille had been amped up on steroids, and then taught to PvP by two clones of Odablock, who've been grafted onto his back in some kind of weird, double-looking Yoda equivalent. Hashtag Yodablock. The Rat King was the first boss that I've ever done, and one that comes very highly recommended for new players, as it allows you to get to grips with the basics of PvM and prayer swapping. You can expect to start spanking rats at around 50 base combat stats. I would recommend having at least full rune armor with a rune scimitar and a rune kite shield. You want a combat bracelet, a glory amulet, a blessing, an explorer's ring, and an RD cape just to maximize prayer as much as possible. Alternatively, if you think prayer is going to be a little bit of an issue, you can run proselyte armor, which is obtained after the completion of the Slug Menace quest. Bear in mind that the Scurrius spine will drop, which can be combined with the rune mace in order to create the bone mace. The bone mace, the bone staff, and the bone bow all add 10 to your max hit, which obviously makes the fight a lot easier and makes your experience gain considerably higher. Inventory wise, it's pretty simple. You want to get the best stat boosting potion that you can afford, alongside a few prayer potions, maybe add a couple more if you're having trouble, and the best food that you can afford. Oh, and bring some tabs of some kind in case you need to get the fuck out of there.
I don't have tabs! I didn't bring tabs.
Okay, with all that said and done, let's get into the fight. You find Scurrius in the Varrock sewers. Remember to brew up before the fight. You run in with melee prayer enabled. I like to meet Scurrius in the centre of the arena at the beginning of the fight to give me a bit of room to manoeuvre. You'll see he throws a tantrum, he jumps up and down a couple of times having a hissy fit, and then bricks fall down from the ceiling. There's a little shadow where the bricks are going to fall. Make sure you're not standing in that. And pro tip, use tile markers in order to better see where you are in relation to the falling brick. After you've done a little bit of damage, phase 2 will begin. Scurrius will go over in a dawdle over to the foot pile and start stuffing his insatiable face. At this point he will start healing, so high DPS is paramount. The two Odablock clones on Scurrius' back will now alternate between ranged and magic attacks. There'll either be a slight blue or green glow around Scurrius just before the attack is launched. And make sure to listen to the attacks because they have two very distinct sounds, which should be helpful. Once you see Scurrius jump and the bricks start to fall, he's going to start walking. As soon as he starts moving, switch to protect for melee. You can essentially just keep following at this point until you've done enough damage that he walks over to the next foot pile. Just make sure to keep auto-attacking. You can use this time to either eat or take a dose of your prayer potion. Sometimes when Scurrius gets pissed off, he summons his Discord mods. If you have the bone mace at this point in time, I would recommend going whack-a-mole. You can one-tick the rats as seen on screen. Otherwise, I would recommend praying against Scurrius and just staying on him, trying to do as much DPS as possible before he starts healing again. And that's pretty much the basis of phase 2. Sometimes you get a combination of rats, bricks falling from the ceiling, and the rodent block backpack throwing out different spells. So you do have to be on the ball and get used to the fight a little bit, but you will get there. I believe in you. At 30% health, Scurrius will decide that he wasn't actually hungry, but Domino's had texted him with the 30% off all pizza offer, and he just had to indulge. At this point, he'll go to the centre of the arena and just start throwing all the shit at you. So get ready for this. Just persevere and remain focused. Remember to maintain damage. Keep an eye out for the falling bricks. They seem to have a relatively random spread, so quite often they won't actually fall on top of you, but just be aware of them. Again, if you don't have the bone mace, just make sure that you're praying against Scurrius' attacks, and you should be okay. You should be okay. It might take you a few attempts, but this should mark the completion of your first kill. Congratulations, you're now a certified rat spanker. I don't know if that's a good thing. Maybe you'll end up on the register. Well done. Thank you for watching. That was really nice of you. If you liked the video, like the video. Makes sense. Comment down below if you'd like to see anything else. Let me know if there was anything I missed. Let me know about your experience with Scurrius. Catch me every night live on YouTube's and the Twitch.tvs. Have a lovely day. Goodbye.